Awesome. So I'm super excited. This is actually a special request Zoom, and I think it's a great idea to not just kind of talk about time management, but really break down some fundamental like tasks and action steps you can take to take into control of your time. So sorry, I've got another speaker hopping on. She's running a couple minutes late, so she's just letting me know that she is almost home. So I want to talk a little bit first about time management in general and why it's kind of important. So I want you guys to drop a 1 in the comments if you have ever like worked your business all day and then you went to bed and you were like, wait a minute, I actually did not accomplish anything today. Right? Okay, that can't be just me who's the only one. Yes, we have those days where we're like, I've been working, I've been hustling, I'm doing other things, and your upline's like, oh, how many host to posts you got? And you're like, okay, okay. And maybe I haven't. And you go look at your messages and you're like, what have I been doing all day? And guys, at the end of the day, time is the only resource that you can't get more of. And so we want to stop wasting it. We want to stop letting our days control and run us, because if you don't tell your time where to go, it's going to find some space to fill. And we want to be super intentional. We want to not be on our phone all day, which I know is a big thing that, happens when we're not being intentional with our time. We get caught in the scroll hole, or we get caught messaging or doing this and that, and you're like not accomplishing anything. And you're putting so much time on your phone that doesn't need to be there. We want to work smarter, not harder. So, to jump straight in, we are going to go through how I really got a handle on time management for myself. It's something I always wanted to be like one of those perfect people who have like the most like perfect schedule and like just runs their life right. And like I'm negative 37% green. So like the organization and the like all of that, it's not there for me. And so I kind of had to find some different ways to really figure out how I was going to manage my own day. So one of the things I did to start out, I didn't even follow this dang, like I broke down my schedule and then I really didn't even like follow what I was doing. Let me find, I'm gonna share my screen. But it's so important to look at the day that you have right now, because the truth is you have so much time free in your day that you're not using. And so often, instead we're saying, oh, I don't have time. Well, there's so much time that is free. And so I use this to find that time if I can. There we go. Cool. So now we're gonna share screens. Super simple, guys. Look, again, I'm negative 37% green. It's nothing gonna be fancy. Literally, I just sat down and I wanted to make this as easy for you guys to follow as possible so you can go home and do this exact same thing. So I sat down and said, okay, what time do I get up? So if I say, or what time do I want to get up? I want to get up at 7:30. So for the next every hour of my day, I'm going to plan it out. Super simple. And just put all of my times in here to start out when I want to be up. And this way I have a place I can work back from of how many hours I have available in my day. We're just going to do until noon so that you guys aren't sitting here watching me type a bunch of numbers this whole time. Okay, so I say I want to get up at 7:30. So that's when my day starts. Okay, now we want to look at this and we want to put everything in that's non-negotiable. For me, I run a power hour every morning at 11. So that's something I have to do. And that is from 11 till 12. So I can't do anything at 11:30. So there we go. Boom, already planning it out. Now, those are really the only thing in my morning that is structured. If you have to take the kids to school, if you have to have breakfasts fixed, if you have a meeting, if you have to drive to the office, if you like work a full-time job, part-time job that's out of the house, put all of that into your schedule. And I want you guys to do this all the way through from when you wake up to when you typically go to bed and fill it all in. We're just going to minimize it for time. So I'm looking at this and I already have a ton of time. So now I want to think about the business things that I still need to get done. So in the morning, I want to do personal development and I want to do skincare and I want to eat breakfast. So when I wake up for the first 30 minutes of my day, I will wake up, I will do my skincare, I will drink coffee and read 15 minutes of my Bible. It takes about 20, 30 minutes. So that gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And that's what I'm doing in the first 30 minutes of my day. I'm already ready. So then, I skipped 8 o'clock. I was like, I knew something looked weird. I typically do this on paper. So I'm so like, I just don't technology well. So bear with me. But okay, so I've got that in there. And so, okay, well, I like to check all of my notifications and respond to all the messages I got overnight or since I stopped working the night before my power hour. So I've got that knocked out. So that probably takes me 30 minutes. So let's see, I'll put that at 10, right before my power hour. I will message or reply to messages. Okay. And then I live 15 minutes to the beach. I love going and exercising, walking on the beach every morning, doing yoga, something like that. So I'll give myself a little bit of break and I'll say 8:30, exercise, hit the beach. I did mean exercise. Okay. So that's like a rough little thing there of what I've got planned for the day. Now I can sit down and be like, okay, what do in my dream day, what else would be included? Well, in my dream day, I don't know. I've lived my dream right now, my beach trip. So maybe in my dream day, I'm going to cook breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person. I wish I was a breakfast person. I never have time for it or the energy. So maybe I'm going to start cooking breakfast. That's something important I want to create in my like ideal day. So when's a good time? Give me an hour at the beach. So 9:30, I'll start cooking breakfast and make it. And so there we go. And I'm able to go through and fill in, starting with my necessities, adding in my business, and then adding in my dream life. So I'm able to do all the things. That's what's so important with time management, is that we're learning that we can do all the things. We don't have to pick and choose of what we can do and what we can't. We can do all the things. And so do your entire day like that. And the cool thing about it is once you do this, you don't even have to follow the schedule. Like you don't have to, but it shows you, it's so eye-opening to see what your day could look like and what you really could be getting done. I was talking to Timoni, I had her do this, and she has to do like 3 of them because her work schedule is different all the time. So she's like, okay, well, on Monday, this is what I want my Monday to look like. And then on Wednesday, this is what my Wednesday is going to look like. And so it's not like if you're a green and you like that structure, this does not have to be glue, does not have to be rigid. This is not what every day has to look like, or you don't make it work. Like this is just a beautiful way to see how much opportunity you're missing in your everyday life. And how much free time. I mean, you saw in that there's still like an hour of nothing in my morning. And that's just from when I wake up till noon of able to do what I love, do what's going to fuel my soul, do work, and do the non-negotiable things I have to get done. Your schedule is going to look that exact same way. When you plan it out, you're going to have so many pockets of like, you're going to put all that stuff that you have to do, and you're going to be like, dang, okay, I got room. And you're going to put in all your work stuff, and you're going to be like, I have room. Like I can actually start living the life I want to, guys. When you join this business, there's not like you have to wait a specific time frame before you can live that dream life that you joined for. Obviously, you can't quit your job and bring your kids home on day 1. But that doesn't mean that you can't live intentionally with your kids. It doesn't mean that you can't rearrange stuff and prioritize those same things that got you in and start living that life now. I remember that was such a big thing for me. I was so focused on going triple diamond because when I went triple diamond, I knew then I'd be able to have my dream life. Then I wouldn't have to worry about the finances. Then I'd be able to have the time. Then I'd be able to do all these things. And I just realized a couple months ago, and I was like, why then? Why not now? And when you take the time to prioritize those different aspects and look and fit your schedule together, you can start creating that dream life of your future today. Without the money, without the rank, without the time freedom, you can start creating that where you're at. So I'm going to bring Timoni in. Add pin. Oh, I love this new Zoom thing where you put 2 people in the middle. Okay, I think you can unmute yourself now, girlfriend.
Yeah.
So why don't you just take us away? I know you have so much goodness you're going to share. So you just go and I'll pop in, interrupt you if I have any questions or want you to elaborate.
Yeah. So with time management, that was one of my struggles, especially when I first started this business. So I really had to sit down with myself and get it together, especially when I started working part-time, because like my schedule at that job was like all over the place. Like there was no consistency in that schedule. And so like Mariah said, I would have to plan different days. So like if I was to work in the morning, I would have to like plan the rest of the day out in the evening where I could fit my time in for the business as well. And then I have a son, and then I'm also like helping my mom out with my sisters. And so it's just like I have a lot going on all the time. So I would definitely have to like plan my day when I'm off of work. I would have to plan my day when I work in the morning, and then I would have to plan my day when I work at night. So when I was off, let's say like if I was off all day, I wouldn't do just one power hour because I have more time now. So I'm able to do like 2 or 3 power hours every now and then. And then on my days where I worked in the morning, I would have to do a power hour on my own at night. And it's just like it's discipline. You have to make yourself do it, even because when I get off work, sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I'm tired. Gotta go home, deal with this child. So sometimes I'll even just sit in my car for a minute and just do work in the car, and then I'll come in the house and be like, okay, mom time. So it's just like it takes a lot of discipline, and you really have to talk to yourself like, girl, you need to get your butt up and do some work because it's not going to do it itself, you know? And so like I saw this quote, and it was like, you were busy before you started this business. And so just because you joined this business doesn't mean you're not going to be busy anymore. You just have to kind of fit it into your schedule now. And so that's something that I'm learning to do still to this day, because my schedule is still crazy. But once I actually started writing it out, planning my days, and sending it to Mariah, she'll be like, you can do a power hour then. I'm like, I got this hour, 2 hours, I don't know what to do. She's like, do a power hour. So I'm like, yep, okay. So yeah, actually planning it out and seeing it in front of you, it really helps put things in focus, because you realize, dang, I have all this time and I'm just sitting here watching Netflix movies, scrolling, like just doing unnecessary things. So that has really helped me a lot with being consistent and being disciplined more in my business, and the results are showing, y'all. So yeah.
Awesome. Do you want to just go keep going? I know you had a bunch of notes. If you just want to keep on trucking, like you're doing good. I love it. Timoni doesn't speak too often on Zoom, so she's probably a little nervous, but you're killing it, girlfriend. So I just want you to just keep on going. You had so many good things in your notes that like everybody needs to hear. As she's running to another room. So look, you want to talk about no excuses. This mama lives with her kids. She's got her, like all these other kids she's constantly watching. And instead of using it as an excuse, like, I mean, she's on the Zoom, supposed to be guest speaking and all, and she's having to run around the house. And it's so often, you know, we find ourselves in that situation where things aren't ideal, or, you know, things aren't working out the way we wish we could. And, you know, we just use it as an excuse. Well, if my kids would behave, then I could do this. Or if, you know, my dog or my work or my job and all, and using it as an excuse. Instead, use it as fuel. Use it as, look, if I can show up in my mess, you can do anything you want to. So you look like you're in a more quiet place if you want to jump back in.
Yes, I lost my phone like that quick, but yeah. So that's how my life is. But another thing that I wanted to share is, like Mariah said, I have my child, and then I have like a loud house full. So what I also have learned to do is I have to work before they get up, and I have to work before, like I said, before I pick them up from school or before I leave my job. And while I'm waiting in the line to pick up my sisters, I also work then. So I just kind of fit it in into the crevices of my life. And but it works. Like that's the beauty of this business. Like you don't have to necessarily sit down for like 2 hours trying to cram everything in. You can do it throughout your day. Let me see. I also do my personal development in the car. And the way I do that is I'll like search a like on YouTube, I'll search like personal development, or I'll sometimes even search like a training, and then I'll listen to that while I'm driving. So it's just like just the little things that it's just playing in the background instead of me listening. Now I listen to my music too, but but sometimes when I need to get my mind together, like I'll wake up and I'm just not feeling it, I'll play it in the radio on the way to taking my son to school, or on the way to pick up my sisters. I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to find my notes, Mariah.
I know you wanted to talk about this distributor you were telling me about who had gotten started and was super hesitant, and then had read, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with Mel Robbins' goal and got started, and how it went from there.
Okay, yeah. So there was this girl who had joined the business, and basically, okay, like she got started, and the thing is, like, we always look at other people and we're like, oh, how does she do this? Yeah, the 5-second rule is a book, by the way, by Mel Robbins. But anyway, so she got started, and the thing is that what we do is we always try to look at other people's stories and base our lives off of that, when truth is it really doesn't matter. It's just the thing that matters is that you start in the first place, and the how and everything will come after that. Like, how do I explain this? So y'all, I'm nervous. So okay, when I got started, I used to compare myself a lot to the way other people got started. Like, we all know, like Mariah or Katie Weekamp or like a lot of other people, they got started and they went ruby, emerald, diamond, triple, whatever. They did it super fast. And me, I'm a ruby. I've been ruby for like a year. And I've just been comparing myself to people, and that has been what was holding me back, instead of me realizing that my journey started the minute I clicked submit to be a distributor. And that was going to be my story. So now that I'm realizing that it doesn't matter how long it's taken me to hit my next promotion, as long as I get there, like, because that's just what matters. So just, you have to just decide to do it. Set your goals, set your intentions, not only in this business, but for your day, for your life. And don't make excuses. You just got to do it. You just got to go full speed ahead, do it. Don't look at anybody else's story. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Just go, put your foot on the gas and hit the ground running. And I promise you, like, everything that you want in life will definitely happen.
I love it. That was awesome. If you think of anything else you want to say, feel free to hop right back in. So now let's talk a little bit about how we can take these ideas, how we can make a schedule, how we can do these things, like, and actually implement it. Because let me, like, drop a 2 in the chat, guys. If you've ever set out a goal for, like, oh, I'm going to start working out every day, or I planned out my day and I'm going to start doing these things, and then didn't do it. Okay. Like, every single one of us, right? We've always said, oh, I'm going to go work out, or, oh, I'm going to do more power hours, or XYZ. And then life happens and we don't actually do it. And so I don't want you guys just to hear tips of how important it is to manage your time, how to make a schedule. I want you to then take those things and we're going to actually implement them. So here's 2 things that I do every single day. Well, yeah, every single day, that has helped me go from just having this idea of a schedule, having this idea of a dream life, having this idea of what I want to get done, to actually accomplishing those things in my day to day. To start out every single morning, I plan out my day. You can't really see it too well. So it's very simple. I just write the date. I write any appointments I have. So if I'm doing Zooms that I'm speaking on, or I want to hop on, anything like that. If I've got, a date planned and we're going to Topgolf and we have a reservation, then I got that on here. Or if, we're going out of town, whatever it is, appointment wise, anything scheduled, I write it down first thing in the morning so I know to expect it. I also have a spiritual checklist where I, mark off if I've prayed, journaled, read scripture, devos, things like that. Because otherwise, if I don't look at it, I'm a list person. If I don't see it, out of sight, out of mind, I'm not going to get it done. I write some gratitudes, I am statements, my mantra. Look, guys, if you don't have a mantra, this is a little side note. You need one, okay? It's not this crazy idea. Just think of some, like, I am statements defining who you are, and then say it to yourself every single day. For example, I'll tell you guys mine. I love me. I'm eternally and absolutely wonderful and deserving of all good things. I feel good. I feel God. I'm taking control back. Happiness is mine now. I can be happy in any circumstance. And if I'm in you, God, and you're in me, then I'm not alone. I start every day saying that. I want to make sure that I get to define who I am when I show up before the world gets to tell me who I am. And so that's just a quick way that I love to do that. And then I write down my goals and a to-do list. This is the important part, your appointments, your to-do list, and your goals. So every morning, write down your goals. It is not good enough to write down a dream board on the 1st of January. It's not good enough to the 1st of the month to say, oh yeah, I want to do X, Y, Z. Like that's nice, but that's not going to actually get you to that finish line. You've got to keep your goals in front of you. You've got to have reasons to work when you don't feel like it. If you are not having those reasons in front of you, when the excuses come up, when it gets hard, you let those things take priority because you don't remember and you don't feel the goals. So every day you've got to put those in front of you. That's just like looking at your goals every day is one of the biggest points of time management because it gives your time meaning. It makes you want to prioritize. It makes you want to stay committed, to be disciplined because you know what you're working for. So every day I write down my goals, and every day I write a to-do list. This may be sign 3 customers today. It may be, I don't know. Let's see what's on here. Plan out my Zoom for this was yesterday. Plan out my Zoom for today. Make a volume tracker for our team. Reach out to my distributors who are promoting, reach out to my new distributors and maybe go do the dishes, absolutely anything that I want to get completed today. I'm going to write it down. So all of that is taking this schedule I just made, these, ideal moments I want to have in my ideal day, the things that I need to get done, the things that I want to get done, the things that my business needs. And again, it's taking it from I made a schedule once to every day. I'm reiterating it. I'm putting it in front of me again. I know what I need to do. And guys, I'm super red. I'm super all over the place. And if I don't have something to ground me, I'm going to go to bed and be like, crap, I worked all day and I have nothing to show for it. So now when I get stuck, because, we get stuck and we sit down, we're like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do. What do I do with my time? I'm sitting here. I know I need to do something. I go to my list. I have a to-do list. I have a whole list of things that I need to get done. So that takes that time of trying to figure out what to do next, gone. That is time that we're going to spend getting things done. We have that list in front of us and it keeps you focused on the tasks, and keeps you focused on your goals. And again, it reminds you of any appointments you have each day. The other thing I do is I will totally use reminders on my phone. This is something we tell new distributors to do, but if you've been around, you're not above this idea. Set reminders. I have a reoccurring reminder for the Diamond and Above Zoom because if I had to set it every Wednesday, I would never get on that silly Zoom. I forget about it every single day, every single Wednesday. I have reminders in there if there's an early power hour I want to get on or a Zoom I'm not regularly on. I've got a reminder set. If I am right now, me and my team are doing 100 host to post in 4 days push. So that means by 3 o'clock, I want 15 host to post up. So then that's my first half of the day. Second half of the day, I can do the others. So at 3 o'clock, I got myself a reminder that goes off. Do you have your host to post off? If not, stop what you're doing. You're doing it now. If you're new or if you're inconsistent with posting, go set a reminder, put up a post. Put up a post and put 3 of them for your day. If you need to send friend requests, if that's something you're working at right now, okay, well, put a reminder every 2 hours for your day. Go send 10 more friend requests, go send 20 more friend requests, go send 5 more follow-ups, go send whatever you have to do to keep those tasks in your mind. If you have Zooms, put them on there. If you need to take that to-do list and put it on there. If you need to take your goals and put it on there. There's been so many times that I've set reminders for affirmations. If I know I'm pushing really hard, triple is a beast, y'all. And I go from 1 minute, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am a triple. The next minute I'm in tears, there's no freaking way I could ever do this. And so I know when I'm facing these kind of things, I need some positive reinforcements at all times. So I'll have a reminder set where it's you are powerful. Another reminder go off 3 hours later, you are a freaking triple. Stop doubting yourself. Whatever it is that I need. Sometimes it's not promotion oriented. Sometimes it's my marriage. When we go through rocky seasons, I may have a reminder that comes off. It's hey, call your husband, just tell him you love him. Hey, I'll set a reminder for 30 minutes after Daniel gets home and I'll be hey, go give your husband a kiss. Small things that then take my day that could be unintentional, that could be wasted time. And it allows me to be intentional. It allows me to get value out of it in such an easy way. And so Those are two things that I utilize a ton of to keep me in the moment. And so I want you guys to try this. This is like, I heard this, I don't know, probably 2 years ago on a Zoom. And it was so crazy when it comes to excuses. We're talking about excuses now. So often, one of our biggest excuses is I don't have time. Like Timoni was saying, we're all busy. You were busy before this. You're busy now. You're going to be busy later. Like, it's part of life. Life happens. So I want you guys, instead of ever next time, when you say, I don't have time, I want you to take it back and I want you to say, I don't prioritize this. So you would say, I don't have time to work my business. No, I don't prioritize my business. I don't have time to play with the kids. Nuh-uh. I don't prioritize playing with the kids. I don't have time to go and kiss and hug on my husband. No. I don't prioritize kissing and hugging on my husband. I don't have time to reach out to my new distributors and make sure they're like being successful. I don't prioritize my new distributors. Like, there's so much more power in that. And that's a real quick wake up call of what am I doing and where are my priorities? Priorities are so important, guys. Everyone's priorities, they're going to look a little different, but that's so important to remember that. Remember why you're doing this, not just this business, but why you're doing life. Why are you married? Why you got kids? Why are you working your job? Why are you doing this business? Why are you doing all these things? Remember the value that they have in the good times, in the ideal times, in the dream of where you want to go, and bring that to the front of your memory every time you want to sit down and make an excuse. You've got to constantly bring it back to your why, guys. If your why is not strong enough, you're setting yourself up for failure in this business and in life, guys. Okay, it transcends past this. Your why to exist has to be big enough to weigh more than your excuses. If I was to give you a scale and you put your excuse on one side, you sit your why on your other, it's got to counter it back up. It can't equal out. It can't just kind of hang. Your why has to be so big that when you think of it, you instantly are like, well, whatever the excuse I was faking is insignificant because I want this more. There is no such thing as happenstance. You don't just happenstance to not get your host to post up. You don't just happenstance to not find a customer this month. You don't just happenstance to not promote or to not hit your goal or to lose a rank. It happens with daily decisions. So it starts to decide that you're worth it. Start to decide that your goals are worth it, that you show up today because tomorrow you want to be able to stay home with your kids. You choose to do the host of posts now because you need to be able to pay your bills without being scared. You decide to do the messaging now because you want to do X, Y, Z. And if it's not that clear to you, if I called every one of you out right now, you should be able to tell me instantly why you're doing this. And it should be so big that I feel it. There's a lot of your names I don't even recognize. I should be able to go up to you as a stranger and you should tell me why you're doing this and why you want to change your life. And I should feel something. And if I don't, that means you're not feeling it enough. That's for dang sure. Because I'm one of the most empathetic people there are. I cry at everything. All right. Like, if I can't feel it, you got to get back on the writing book. You need to reevaluate why you're doing this. I know this is all time management and all, but this is probably the biggest key because if you can be as structured as possible, you can have the perfect schedule, the perfect game plan, but if you don't have a reason to do it, you will not do it. You will always choose the excuse. It's a choice. You're not where you want to be because you've made bad choices. You've not had the right priorities. You want to promote, you want a bigger paycheck, you want to do all of these things that you set out to do, you're the only one standing in your way because your why is not big enough. You're not connected to it enough. You just learned all the tools you need to have a completely organized, structured day where you know what to do. Now, the ones of you who are going to go and accomplish those things and get it done are the ones who know why they're here. The other ones of you guys, if you don't figure out why you're here, you are never going to have that perfect day that you want. You are so deserving of it. You are so worthy of it. God wants you to have this dream and ideal life. But if you're not connected with the source, if you're not connected with why you are here, you can try so hard, but you are not going to see it come together. You got to believe, you got to know why you're here. That's when it's going to come because guys, there's going to be bad days. There's going to be days when the kids are sick, or when you're sick, or the hubby's sick. There's going to be death in the family. There's going to be, a global pandemic. Like, there's going to be quarantine. There's going to be a presidential change. There's going to be stimulus money. There's going to be all of these things are going to happen. Life's going to happen. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to work through it? Are you going to be so connected that that thing doesn't phase you? Or are you going to be so disconnected, disorganized that you flounder around in excuses, wishing and wanting what other people have? And the only difference between you and them, it's not that you're not worthy. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're, not educated enough, or pretty enough, or old enough, or young enough, or tall enough, or good enough with social media. It's none of those things. It's you're not connected with why you're here. And so you are sitting in your excuses while they're doing the work anyways. You can ask any person that you look up to in this business how they got to the top, how they got to wherever they were. They will always tell you they did it anyways. They did it when they didn't feel like it. They did it when it was hard. They did it anyways. And so you have the tools. Now you got to use them. You've got the tools. Now you've got to put the magic dust in them. You got to put the feelings in them, and they're going to go to work for you. You're going to go home after this. You're already home. We're not going anywhere. You're going to hop off here. You're going to go on your computer. You're going to get out your paper. You're going to plan out your day. And guess what, guys? What I love most about this business, about life, when you wake up in the morning, it's a new day. It's a day one for you. It doesn't have to come with the burdens of today. It doesn't have to come with the fact that you haven't worked your business successfully in months. It doesn't have to come with any of that, the fear, the insecurity, the doubt, the whatever you're going through in life, because you're going to wake up tomorrow and it's a new day. And you're going to decide, and you are going to choose to live your dream life now. You are going to choose to remember why you're here, and you're going to do it anyway. You're going to do it when you don't feel like it. You're going to do it when it's hard. You're not going to do it until, you feel like, no, you're going to do it till you get the results you're working for. Like, it comes out, I was talking to someone earlier about host to post, and they're like, well, I messaged XYZ, I messaged 10 people and I didn't get them. No. We're not those people, because we know why we're here. We're going to message until we get the result we want. We're going to do the work until we promote. We're going to keep promoting till we see the paycheck we want. We do it anyways, because you know why you're here. You know what you're living for. You know what you're working for. You know where you're going in life. So now those excuses hold no weight. They hold no merit, because what you want is so much bigger that you're going to see the excuse and you're going to say, not today. My why's bigger. Not today. My kids deserve me now. Not today. My check is going up. My kids need new shoes. Not today. I'm going to quit this abusive job. Like, not today excuse, because I know where I'm going. If you're driving down the highway going to California, if you see a road sign for Atlanta, you're not going to go just to go. You know where you're going. So we're getting on this dang highway with direction and intentionally, and we are going straight to our goal, and we're leaving the excuses behind. You make those excuses, guys, or you can make money, but you cannot make both. I feel like I haven't said that one in a while. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. I wasn't planning to get all heated up. I'm over here sweating. I wasn't ready, guys. I didn't even turn the fan on, but that's hopefully some super practical things, but also, some things to mull over and think as well, because guys, there's no reason that you are not promoting. Like Timoni was saying, though, it doesn't matter. She's been at Ruby for almost a year, because there's been a lot of seasons where she's prioritized excuses over working. And the thing is, look, this little mama that made the click, and I've seen her work so much harder. I mean, she's leading a freaking Zoom over here, like doing all the things now, because she made the decision to prioritize her baby over her excuses, to prioritize her own place and moving and being able to live a different life over the reasons and fears that she wasn't going to do it. You guys can make that same decision. And we get to start tomorrow as a brand new day. A new day, a new start on the way to your goal this month. Not next month. This month. You have plenty of time. You're going to get it together. You're going to go promote. You're going to give yourself that raise. And then you're going to come tell me about it, and we're going to celebrate. Okay? So I love you guys so much. I hope you just have the